Liverpool have asked about one of Paris Saint-Germain's main targets for the summer, in Kvaratskhelia. Court offside reports that Liverpool have asked about Napoli star Kvaratskhelia. The Georgian is heavily rumoured to leave Italy this summer, with Paris Saint-Germain very interested. The Parisians are after a replacement for Kylian Mbappé, of course, and Kvaratskhelia is arguably their best option who's realistically available. Liverpool, though, might just want to rival them here. The report claims that the Reds want to know just how much Kvaratskhelia would cost. That includes a transfer fee, wages, signing on fee, agent fees and any other costs that might come into it. In other words, they want to know how realistic a transfer is, and what kind of value they can expect. With PSG involved, it's not one that's going to come cheap. Liverpool may be handed the opportunity to bolster their squad with two Real Madrid stars this summer, following reports of an internal war at the Santiago Bernabeu, following Kylian Mbappe's arrival. According to Brazilian outlet Yoro, there is concern inside the Real Madrid camp over playing time next season as Mbappé and Endrick prepare to join a star-studded squad in the Spanish capital. As a result, a number of Real's forward line are worried about how much game time they will get next term, including Liverpool-linked forward Rodrigo. The Reds have been touted with an extraordinary move for the serial Champions League winner over recent months, although they would likely have to fork out close to £100 million for his signature. A deal for the Brazil star looks unlikely, but UOL report that Real are willing to let one of their attacking prospects leave this summer. However, that is most likely young Turkey international Arda Güler, who could secure a season-long loan move away from the Bernabeu. Reportedly, Liverpool could be interested in adding the 19-year-old attacking midfielder to their squad next term. Mundo Deportivo claims Arne's slot is not going to stand in the way of Diaz leaving the club this summer. Diaz is heavily linked with a move to Barcelona. Every club in the world would love to have Martin Odegaard. The Norwegian must be one of the best signings Arsenal has ever made, on a pound-for-pound basis. Even with add-ons, Odegaard will have cost the Gunners a maximum of $42.8 million. He is very well paid for his efforts, of course, but he has certainly repaid that relatively modest transfer fee in his first 3 seasons in North London. With another 4 years remaining on his deal, Odegaard is unlikely to be moving to a new club anytime soon. There is an aspect of his career path which Liverpool can look to emulate, though, in order to prize some serious talent out of La Liga behemoth. Odegaard was signed by Real Madrid in January 2015. He had only just turned 16 at the time. As such, it was inevitable that he would spend time on loan. The Norway international had temporary stays at Heerenveen, Vitesse, Real Sociedad and Arsenal, prior to making his move to the latter a permanent one. He was on Real's books for approximately 5.5 years. In that time, Odegaard only made 11 appearances for Los Blancos, starting just 6 matches. He technically represented arguably the biggest club in the world for half a decade, and didn't put a goal or assist to his name there. That's obviously an unfair way to frame his time in Madrid, and it does his supreme talent a serious disservice. The top clubs are experts in hoovering up top young talent and barely using it before selling it on at a profit. Odegaard didn't fail in Spain by any means. There is a clear parallel to be drawn between the Arsenal man and another young, attacking talent who is currently on Real's books. The starlet in question is Arda Güler, whom was signed from Fenerbahce last summer. He proved his quality to the watching world with a superb strike in a 3-1 win over outsiders Georgia. Güler has recently been tipped to make a loan move to Liverpool this summer. He could perhaps follow the Premier League path blazed by Odegaard ahead of sealing a permanent move. Liverpool have been named as surprise suitors for the soon-to-be out-of-contract Juventus midfielder Adrien Rabiot. The 29-year-old's current terms expire at the end of June with no sign of a breakthrough over a new deal. Sport Italia reports that Juve offered the France international a 2-year deal worth €7.5 million to €8 million per annum before the European Championship, and had been expecting a reply before he jetted off to Germany. However, the club were left stunned when their offer went unanswered and Rabiot departed with his future still up in the air. The Italian publication also reports that the player's mother, agent asked for a commission to sign the renewal. Rabiot is a former Paris Saint-Germain teammate of incoming Juventus manager Thiago Motta, who would like to keep him at the club, but that doesn't appear to have swayed the midfielder in his decision thus far. It is now reported that he will consider his options ahead of next season, with Liverpool named among other Premier League sides, as potentially interested in adding Rabiot on a free transfer. However, it is Real Madrid who look in pole position to sign the France Euro 2024 star, with Toni Kroos retiring at the end of the current European Championship. Rabiot has played over 200 times for the Old Lady. Since moving to Turin on a free transfer from PSG in 2019, He has won 1 Serie A title and 2 Coppa Italia crowns during his time with the club and finished as a runner-up at the 2022 World Cup with France. Liverpool have carried out recent surveys on the 29-year-old French international, and they could look to make a move for him this summer. Juventus are hoping to keep him at the club as well, and they have already presented the player with a proposal. However, the midfielder is yet to respond to their offer of around €7.50 to €8 million per year for the next 2 seasons. It is fair to assume that Liverpool will have to offer him more than that in order to get the deal done. It will be interesting to see if Liverpool are ready to break the bank for him. Rabiot is available on a free transfer, and signing a player of his quality and experience for free would represent a major bargain. The identity of his first signing is still a mystery, as the new head coach is vying with many teams for his desired players. One of the players Liverpool are chasing is Wolves defender Ryan Ait-Nouri. Wolves player Ait-Nouri is being pursued by Liverpool and Chelsea this summer, according to a report by Said Benamadi in La Gazette du Fennec. Chelsea and Manchester City are also keeping an eye on the left back, though it's unclear if any of them would make an offer in response to their appreciation. The 23-year-old is naturally a left back, but Gary O'Neill used him as a winger for the bulk of the season. He was effective in this role, leading Wolves to a decent 14th place finish. Liverpool can now look forward to their first summer transfer window, without Jurgen Klopp since 2016 after confirming Richard Hughes' appointment as their sporting director and Arne Slot as their new manager. Both of them have been given the task to make the club competitive again and challenge for trophies. In order to do that, they have identified their transfer targets, and one of them is the Wolves defender. Ait-Nouri's potential seems to have been noticed, as the report indicates that Chelsea and Liverpool are considering making a bid for him this summer, with Man City also mentioned as a potential suitor. With his ability to score goals and play strong defensively, he could be an outstanding fullback for one of the top Premier League teams. Andy Robertson and Kostas Tsimikas both faced fitness issues last season. The need for a new left back at Anfield is clear. If Liverpool can manage to go ahead with the deal financially, signing the Wolves player is a no-brainer for the Reds. While his contract with Wolves runs until the summer of 2026, he is unlikely to stay there beyond the upcoming summer transfer window. Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, and Liverpool are all keen on his signatures. Luke Shaw has struggled with injuries as a result. The Red Devils are looking for more depth. Ian Maatsen is expected to take charge as a left-back at Chelsea next season once he returns from his loan spell, but the Blues need someone who can compete with him, and Ait-Nouri is their target. Meanwhile, Manchester City don't have much depth in the fullback department. They have been forced to use centre-backs in that position and could move for the Wolves defender. While City, Chelsea and United are all keen, they are behind Liverpool in the race.